from the day I first did my TT class. And like initially 2 3 years, I didn't use the tool much. But after once I started using, especially the business hours, I would say everything changed in my life, especially in the financial reality. I remember during the COVID phase, like when there was a lockdown, I was having a lot of time and I was not doing business hours before that. Very in a very disciplined way. So I started during that. I think after 20 30 days of doing it, there were so many projects like which my father had, like when he was there, and after his passing, they were all like they were not working. The money was not coming in. So I started doing my business hours, and suddenly after 2 3 days, I started receiving messages of all of those money coming in my bank account without any conversation, without any kind of engagement, like the formal communication. Like money was just credited, and I knew, everything in me knew that it is because of the contribution from the entities. The entities are contributing to all these stuff projects. That was one very vivid thing. That was like when everything in my reality changed toward entities. Like I realized that moment, like this thing works, this is something phenomenal. And then I decided to be TTCF as a facilitator. I've been doing Access for long. Adding TT to that is like totally, it's like a missing part of the puzzle that once it gets synced, everything starts making sense in a whole different way. I remember Shannon told me that once in one of the Business of Succeeding call, that once you do the TT, it's like you will see a lot of change in your business. You will see a lot of change in the way you perceive, and that's what exactly happened for me. Like it was so bang on. Sometimes I don't have words to describe what actually I've experienced in my life, but I can say it's like it totally shifts your perception toward everything in life. As a kid, I used to see entities, but never had, like before that, I was just like, it was not making any sense. But everything started making sense to me when I did TTE class, when I learned how to communicate. I remember one client of mine, he was having a very big property, and that was stuck. So he asked me, can you do something? And I just, during my communication time, like that property was his father's. That blockages was being created by him one way or the other. He wanted something to be told to his elder brother and all that. And somehow during that communication, I was not sure that I received all his message, but I trusted myself and I told him that maybe try this. And he did that. And that deal worked in like 3 months, which was stuck for more than 10 years. And then he got so curious that he started becoming, came to TTE class, and then he started doing his business hours, and then like his financial reality transformed. Now I have 5 6 people around me who is like as committed to the business hours, like, the way I was, because they saw so much change in their reality that every person in their life is like, for them, it is miracle. It's amazing.